Good evening, Corporals. I'm Cadet Deschner, Squad Leader, 1st Squad, 2nd Platoon, Battle Company. This is an information brief and it is unclassified. This brief is intended to teach junior NCOs of Battle Company TLPs. So first and foremost, we'll have procedure and outline. TLPs are an 8-step process that helps small unit leaders plan and prepare for operations. You can remember this by Remigis or Brimicus. The first step is receive the mission. Second, issue the warrant. Third, make a tentative plan. Fourth, initiate the movement. Fifth, reconnaissance. Sixth, complete plan. Seventh, issue the order. Eighth, supervise and refine. Although this is the order that it's displayed does not need to be done in this exact order. The first step is receive the mission. When doing so, you want to analyze how much time you'll have to plan and prepare. As well as this, you want to mark out some time in your schedule to execute the mission. Once doing so, you will need to create a timeline and disseminate this to your subordinates. The second step is to issue the 1-0. The function of issuing the 1-0 is to give transparency to your subordinates, and this allows for parallel planning. Ways to get the best out of this that you can is to issue the 1-0 as soon as possible and to incorporate information from higher echelons. Ways to best disseminate this information is through visuals, just like any other brief. And after the 1-0 is issued, you want to notify your troops of fragos when needed and as soon as possible, so you're keeping them up to date. And you also want to account for the 1/3, 2/3 planning and execution rule. This gives your troops 2/3 of your time allotted to execute. This also follows the same 5-paragraph orders and op-ord. First being situation, mission, execution, sustainment, command and signal. The third step is to make a tentative plan. First, you'll need to analyze the mission before you come up with a course of action. The first way of doing this is to analyze MET-TC. This is mission, enemy terrain, and weather, troops available, time available, and civil considerations. When doing this, you want to be aware of your unit's purpose, concept, intent to 2 levels above your own, your task, purpose, and description of 1 level above your own, and constraints that you need to abide by, and tasks that you need to complete. As well, you need to be cognizant of your area of operation and its setup and its terrain. When coming up with a course of action, you'll first have to develop it from start to the end state. And then next, you'll need to analyze and identify its strengths and weaknesses. When you've done this, you'll need to compare which one of your course of actions is the best, and finally select one. The fourth step is to initiate the movement. Account for MET-TC when you're doing this, so you'll need to know how much time available and the terrain that you'll have to endure. Sometimes you'll have enough time to stay back and continue to refine your plan. Sometimes you need to get going because you don't have enough time. You can just advance towards an assembly area, a battle position, or a new area of operations. The fifth step is to conduct reconnaissance. At a very minimum, you will want to view a terrain map of the area of operations. And the way you can maximize and get the most out of reconnaissance is by getting eyes on the area of operations. You will also want to show subordinates terrain in the area. One way you can do this is by having your subordinate leaders come on leaders recon with you. And you also, once you get eyes on the objective, so you can confirm any intel that has been previously disseminated. When you're doing so, you always want to account for MET-TC. Terrain and weather conditions can always change the area of operations. And you also want to disseminate the results from your leaders recon or any reconnaissance that you do. The sixth step is complete plan. In this step, leaders reconfigure the course of action to a complete op-ord. Again, situation, mission, execution, sustainment, command, and signal. You will want to review and ensure the plans run smoothly, at least on paper, from beginning to end. And you'll need to ensure that subordinates understand the operation. The seventh step is to issue the op-ord. When doing so, you need to understand that it needs to be clear, concise, and aligned with the commander's intent. Your subordinates must be able to understand the shared vision. They must be able to give a confirmation brief, back brief, unit mission, and intent, and they must be able to understand the intent levels above and their own task and purpose. The final step is supervise and refine. This step should be done throughout the process of your TLPs. You can ensure success by conducting multiple VAC briefs, confirmation briefs, and you'll want to rehearse the sequence of events. You'll need to listen to your subordinates to allow for transparency through the echelons, and you'll need to ensure that sustainment, equipment, and security are maintained. Finally, you'll need to make sure that PCCs and PCIs are accounted for. In conclusion, TLPs are a strong guide for leading troops. This process informs subordinates efficiently. The first 3 steps probably should be done in order, while the 8th step should be done throughout the entire process. Steps 4 through 7 can be done in any order that you see fit. And executing the TLP properly and efficiently ensures that you get the best results for your mission. The conditions can change drastically from mission to mission, so this process can look very different depending on your Met TC or any circumstances that arise. Any questions, Corporals?